As we're getting ready to graph this function, f of x equals 6x cubed minus 9x minus x to the fifth, I'm going to rewrite this so it's in standard form. So my leading coefficient is going to be negative x to the fifth. Then we'll have plus 6x cubed minus 9x. So my leading term is going to be negative x to the fifth. The exponent is odd, and the leading coefficient, negative 1, is negative. So I'll have the behavior that looks like this. And we say, as x approaches negative infinity, y approaches infinity, and as x approaches infinity, y approaches negative infinity. Now we want to find the x-intercepts for this, and we're going to do that by factoring it. So I'm going to factor out first a negative x as a common factor. We get x to the fourth minus 6x squared plus 9. Yeah. Now this is quadratic in form, so I can factor that as negative x times x minus 3 x squared, minus 3 squared. So then I can set, we've got two factors here that will set equal to 0. Negative x equals 0. So x is equal to 0, and that's going to give us it has a multiplicity of 1. So it's going to cross at 0. And I have the factor x squared minus 3 is equal to 0. So I have x squared is equal to 3. And so if I take the square root, I get x is equal to positive or negative the square root of 3, which is approximately 1.73. And remember, it's plus or minus. And at each of those, it's going to touch and turn because it has a multiplicity of 2. So at 1.73, negative 1.73, and at 173. The y-intercept is when f is f of 0. So f of 0, 6 times 0 minus 7 times 0 minus 0 is just 0. So it's a point we already have. There is symmetry on this. This is an odd function. So it has rotational symmetry about the origin. So I know this one is going to be going up. This one's going to be going down. And I know this is going to be crossing, but I don't know quite how far it's going to be going up or down. So let's just find like f of 1. So we're going to take 6 times 1 cubed minus 9 times 1 minus 1 to the fifth. Well, that's 6 minus 9 minus 5. Or I'm sorry, 1, not 5. 1. And so 6 minus 10, that's going to give us negative 4. So at 1, it's going to come all the way down to negative 4. And we're going to have a symmetrical point up here. So it's going to look like that.